Hey guys, it's Brianna, and in this video I'm going to be doing a story time. As you can tell by the title, this story time is about the time when my coworker stole from me. Okay, there's not really a backstory to the story, so we're just going to get straight into the story time. This happened when I was working back at Victoria's Secret. This was, I want to say, a year ago. I started working at Victoria's Secret November of when did I get hired? I think it was November of 2014, and I stopped working there February 2016. So the time when this happened was around January 2016. So yeah, it was a year ago. I didn't really have, well, I did have friends there when I was working. It was friends that was in my department, which is brand delivery. So we were always in the back together. So that's how we became cool. But I didn't know a lot of people. It was just the people that I saw every day on that main floor, because that's where I stayed. I stayed in fragrances. That's where I worked. So it was the people that I saw in the fragrance area, in the main floor area, or in the back room, because I was brand delivery, so I was always in the back. Every time I went to work, I always wore makeup. Well, not always, but most of the time I would put makeup on because I'm in a city, I'm in a busy workplace, and all of the other girls there were made up to perfection. So I had to do my makeup to, look presentable. And I always wore lipstick. Most of the times I wore my BH Cosmetics lipstick. The Missy Lynn lipstick mixed with my other one. That was my favorite lip combo. I always wore that. So there was one day where I didn't like when my lips got dry throughout the day, or the color would rub off. So I put the lipstick inside the pouch. I don't know if people at Victoria's Secret still do this, but when I was working there, we had the beauty belts, and you put it around your waist. You keep your cards in there, and you keep a pen, and you could put whatever you want in there. So I would keep my phone in there. I'd keep some cards, a pen, and I put my lipsticks in there. So this day, I had my lipsticks in there like any other regular day. But when it was time to leave now, because I was in a closing shift, it was time to leave now. I just took the belt off and dropped it in the bin, and I clocked out. I didn't realize that I left my lipstick in the bag until I got all the way to Brooklyn, till I got home. And I was like, I'm not about to go all the way back to Manhattan to go get my lipstick out of a bag. I was like, it's not that serious. When I go to work tomorrow, I can look in the bag to see, because the one that I had on was ripped, so I can tell it apart from every other bag. So I can look in that bag and see if the lipstick is still there, and if it's not, I'll just buy a new one. I think the lipstick was $7, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So when I got to work the next day, I waited around until I went on my, well, I didn't wait around. When I got to work the next day, I was like, I'm just gonna look at all the girls at their beauty belts and see if any of them have on the beauty belt that I had on the day before. So everybody that passed me with the beauty belt, I was looking to see if it had the rips like how my own did. So I'm looking around, I don't see anybody with the beauty belt. So I went on my break now, and there was a girl sitting across from me. I wasn't really paying attention to her. She was just talking to her friends, and she had a beauty belt on. So when she got up, someone told me, just look at her belt. And I looked at her belt, and I was like, that is my beauty belt. It was completely torn. It's the one that I had on the day before. So I was like, excuse me, when you took that belt, did you see any lipsticks inside? And she was looking at me like, what the hell? You know how much people wear this belt a day? And I was like, I had that belt yesterday, and I know because it has the rips all over it. And I left my 2 lipsticks inside the belt, so I just want to know if it's in there now. And she said she found one earlier in the day, and she put it in the lost and found in one of the manager offices. And she told me I can check there, and I said, thank you. And I said, did you see the 2 of them, or did you? No, I think I asked her no, she said she only saw 1. She didn't see 2. And I was like, how did you only see 1 when I left 2 in there? Well, I didn't say it to her, but I'm thinking to myself, how did you only see 1 when I left 2 lipsticks in there, and the lipstick that she had on was brown? So in my head the whole time I'm thinking, this girl probably has my lipstick on. It's no way that she can only find 1. So I'm like, let me just see what color she found, and hopefully it's the brown one, so I know that she didn't take my stuff. So when I got off my break, I went upstairs. The first thing I did was I asked my manager where the lost and found in the office was. And she took me, because I was new at the time, so I didn't really know much places. So she took me to show me where the room was. And on the way to the room, the girl saw me and the manager walking. So I guess she like got shook. So she said, oh, let me show you where the room is. And I'm like, it's already kind of late now. Like the manager is walking me there already. So she just followed us to the room. And then she showed me the lipstick and was like, here, this is the one that I found. Is this yours? And I was like, yeah, this is mine. Thank you. And I was like, are you sure that the other lipstick isn't in there? Because the one that she gave me was the burgundy one, which means that the brown one was still missing. And she had brown lipstick on her lip. So I was like, are you sure you didn't see the brown one in there? Because this is the burgundy one and there was another one. Well, I didn't say the brown one. I was like, are you sure you didn't see the other one in there? Because this is only one and I left two in there. And then I guess my manager was like looking like kind of funny, like, how did she only find one? And she was like, I'm sure I didn't see another one. And I'm like, can you just check? Because I knew my stuff was in there. Like, girl, I know what I left. And she looked in the bag and she was feeling around for like a minute. And then she pulled out the Missy Lynn lipstick and was like, oh, is this yours? And I'm like, girl, you know my lipstick was in there the whole time. Like, you wanted to take it. And I was like, yes, that's mine. And then I just took it from her. And she was like, oh, I thought it was mine because I had my lipstick in there. The girl pulled out a pink lip gloss. You guys tell me what that means. If she had on brown lipstick and she pulled out a pink lip gloss saying that she thought it was hers, how the hell do you have on brown lipstick? The girl took my lipstick and she put it on her lips because she wanted to take it. How can you just find a lipstick and put it on your mouth? That's crazy. Like, I would never steal somebody's lipstick. She probably didn't think it was steal. Well, it was stealing. You found it in the bag and she used it. She took the lipstick and put it on her mouth. It's not even like she found it and just like kept it for later or like put it back in the lost and found. She put it on her mouth. She doesn't know what I have. She doesn't know who it came from, what that person had, but she put it on her lips. Like, that is so disgusting. When I got that lipstick and I took it home, I cut the top piece off because, first of all, I was happy I found my lipstick. I wasn't throwing it away. And I was not using it after she used it. I don't know where her mouth been. And she was so comfortable to put my lipstick on her mouth after she didn't know whose own it was. So I just cut the top off and I have my lipstick now. So that is the end of this story time. That was the time when my coworker stole from me. Thank God it wasn't anything severe like a phone or a piece of jewelry or something like that, or money. But it was still my belongings that was taken from me. If I didn't like put her on the spot, I would never got it back. So that's the end of the story. I hope you guys liked it. This is the first story time of 2017 and there's many more to come. If you guys like this story time, don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment if you have anything to say. And I'll speak to you guys in one of my next videos. Bye!